Welcome to McFarland's Lake Fork Daily Rundown, September 16th, 2019. So it's Monday, folks. My last time on the water, last guide trip was Friday. I actually fished with some friends on Saturday. But on Friday, the water level was basically 401.97. The difference between Friday and Monday morning was 401.86. You're talking very minuscule drop, so there's very little change in the water. The water temperature was about 84.7 today, 83.5. So we are cooling. Fall is coming. Let's talk about the water clarity a little bit and what's to expect with the turnover. Right now, the farther north you run, the more that water begins to turn orange, the more bryozone that you'll see floating, which is that jellyfish looking stuff, and the more yellow bubbles. Yellow bubbles. I'm having a hard time catching those fish the deep way. Up there, I got to fish shallow, less than 4 feet. So if you're in that dirtier stained water or that orange juice looking water, that water has turned over. What little turnover we're going to get this year, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, I only speculate, but I don't see down south having a hard turnover. The water is still gunmetal blue and sometimes, Lake Fork green. The more mid-lake and south you get, the better the water clarity. Down south, it's beautiful. I'm loving it. That's where I'm catching the majority of my fish. Most of the fish are being caught from about 14 to 18, occasionally maybe 12, but I'm putting the boat to about 10 or 12, throwing out to deep water, 20 and coming uphill. Some of the fish have been biting under the boat, so when they do that, I pull the boat up more to 8, 9. So anywhere from about 12 to 18 feet. The fish are migrating. The fish are coming back in, so main lake points are really good. I still stand with the shell beds because it's like a deer feeder. The theory and the application I do, if we stay with it, we catch some fish. Today was good. We didn't catch a whole bunch again, but very consistent. Had some nice Lake Fork specials. Had a couple decent unders today, which any one of these big fish spots this time of year that I fish, you could downsize. You could drop shot. So that some of the spots that I'm showing my clients this week are ideal. You could have 2 men, one guy fishing to win and one guy fishing to catch unders. And they're both going to be present. They're both also going to come and go. I'm seeing schoolers from time to time just boil out. They're boiling out mostly on pin minnows. This morning was the first group of threadfin shad that I saw come roaring through the shell bed, and they were being pushed probably by white bass, maybe largemouth schools. But there is some schooling activity. So here's what you're going to be looking to do for McDonald's. Have yourself a square bill. Have yourself a small popper. When you see fish surface, hit those surface boils and those activities. Be ready for it. It's quick. You can't go get your rod. You got to have one ready. But other than that, I'm staying offshore still, and I'm basically fishing 3 different ways. The Santone football jig. Couple colors. Beans and carrots. Pake's perch. Those are probably your 2 best right now. On the beans and carrots, I'm tipping it with a bomber craw. On the Pake's perch, I'm putting the watermelon the green pumpkin or a watermelon candy rage craw trailers. I go to the lobster this time of year. It's a very big profile. I don't have to trim the skirt at all. And I go to 1 ounce. The reason is I'm really stirring the bottom. Now I'm really clunking the bottom. I have a lot of bottom contact, especially during the full moon phase. So I've gone to the 1 ounce. And really trying to stir the pot down there. I found here in Fork that in the fall, in the turnover time, the more bottom contact and the more you can create dirt clouds, and even with your worms, for whatever reason, really churning that bottom with your baits will get you the bites. I don't know why the Florida strain Lake Fork bass do this, but when it comes to the worms, I'm throwing them on a shaky head. 5/8 ounce Santone shaky head, and I have to have both worms. I've got to have some type of straight tail worm, like a Zoom Magnum trick worm, and I've got to have something with a ribbon tail. So I'm setting up 2 of these rigs, one with a straight tail, one with some kind of a ribbon tail. The power worm's great. Red shad's been working. Watermelon red, watermelon candy red. Early in the morning, I'm using the African special. And sometimes I'll actually use, I think I said with the power worm, the red shad or black grape, dark colors in the turnover water. Again, it's not going to be that bad of a turnover. The other way is in some of these places that I'm fishing, those of you who have been with me have had the lesson. We're fishing a lot of shell beds, which serves the fish like a deer feeder. Most of these fish are living in the trees very close to these shell beds. So within 50 yards, 100 yards, sometimes only 20 yards. Sometimes I can put the boat in one position and throw the jigs and shaky heads through the shell bed and then turn and throw the Texas rig weedless in the trees. Bedrooms, kitchens, bedrooms, kitchens. They bedroom in the wood, in the trees, in the brush piles. They feed in the feeding grounds, feeding tables, which in Lake Fork is shell beds. So that's the 3 ways I'm fishing. A 1-ounce sand-tone football jig. You can still use a 3/4. Pakes, perch, and beans and carrots. Red shad, power worm, and any pretty much color you like in the Zoom Magnum trick worm. Shaky heads, Texas rigs. I hope that explains it. I'm really tired and it's just beginning the week. And it is going to be a big one. I got a full day trip and half-day trip every day the rest of this week. So by the time we get to Friday, I'm going to be pretty wore out. I'm going to be coming in from leaving in the dark, coming home in the dark. I may not get a rundown tomorrow night. I will compile some up, and I promise you I will have a summary rundown before the tournament starts. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Look for an FXR review. I have not done a review yet. I've run the boat around for about a week now, and it is a wow factor. Quick analogy, a crossbreed, a hybrid of one of those fast boats like a Bullet or a Bass Cat or a Triton. And when you see a boat this is the water and that boat is pitched, big pitch and riding, usually those boats are the fast boats and they're squirrely. Well, I'm going to tell you that this thing gives you the lift, gives you the pitch, and there ain't no squirrel in that Skeeter, not the 21. So that's just a short analogy, but I'm going to give a full rundown, lockers, the whole 9 yards, tell you what I think. Watch for that on YouTube. Thank you for watching. I love you. Good luck this week. Everybody be safe. And somebody catch a big one. Thank you.